Okay.
Hello, this is my leadership climate presentation. This is really where I'll be going into depth of what I believe to be a positive climate that I would want as a leader. I want to be a head baseball coach. It doesn't matter whether it's at the D3, D2, D1 level, but ultimately my end goal is to get to that level where I'm at the Division One status. But I know through time and just experience, that's how you're going to get there. So a little bit of background. Like I said, I want to be a college baseball coach, and then the end goal is to be coaching in Division One. Some obstacles that I will face during this time will be, the win and loss records. Because if you lose, you're just going to be booted out within a couple years. Constant athlete turnover. You got to kind of see who you got each year, and then just following the compliance rules with practice, meetings, and all that. Really, the objectives, I'm in charge of around 35 guys that come from all around the country. My objective is to make an impact on them and be their role model. Make sure they're passing all their classes and on time to graduate. And then on top of that, you got to deal with donors, the community, the fans, and the media to really just kind of list out just a couple more objectives rather than just coaching. So my leadership philosophy really stems from the transformational and servant leadership, more so servant leadership, but a little bit of a transformational as well. Really, just from this, it's just having clarity, confidence, building a connection, making sure they're committed, and being creative in my coaching style. Really, just the clarity is just being upfront with them and being very blunt about what I want as a coach and what my expectations are. Being confident in them, I think in athletics, a big piece is confidence, and so if I can instill confidence in an athlete, it would be huge for them to build their own confidence. Just build a connection with them. Don't just be coach to player, but build that person to person. Get to know them, get to know their family, get to know what they like to do outside of sports, and just be creative with them and kind of find new ways to teach them and find new ways to just kind of be their role model. With servant leadership, it's really just the main thing I think is just the empower people. I mean, you have the responsibility and you have the ability to just kind of see them grow and see them develop and help them develop, and just you're able to give them that voice that maybe they've never had. You're allowed to see things from their point of view and kind of take things at face value. The main thing about it I like about being a servant leader is that you allow them to have a voice, and I think that's very important in athletics. And in this day and age, I think people, having a voice is huge into becoming just comfortable and really just admiring what position you're in as a coach. So for my climate vision, I didn't want to just kind of sum it up in 2 sentences or anything. I wanted to kind of really break it out into values that I find to be the most important when coming into a culture that is new. From personal experience, going into my first year in college baseball, I didn't know what a college team was like. I had no idea. And I think my coach at the time having these values kind of be the forefront of when you come in, like this is what we expect of you, and these are the building blocks to kind of the foundation that is needed. And then in time, you can, as a team, come up with your own values, our own mission statement. I think it really helped us become a team, if that makes sense. So those were commitment, respect, integrity, fun, effort, positive body language, and finally accountability. So this is my visual aid for this project. Sticking with baseball, since I wouldn't be a head baseball coach, I thought it'd be kind of an interesting thing to try to find a way to fit these words into their respected places. As you can see in the outfield, you have positive body language, attitude, effort. And then in the infield, you have fun, integrity, respect, commitment. And then on home plate, you have accountability. And on the pitcher's mound, you have family. So to go in more depth about what each of these are, for the outfield, you have positive body language, attitude, and effort. Now, the reason I put it in the outfield is because these are all the things the players themselves are able to control on a daily basis. When you come to practice, how's your attitude? And you have the ability to how hard you're going to do in practice, how hard you're going to go in weights, and then you always have the ability to have positive body language. It just kind of shows you what kind of character you are and how you respond to adversity. The reason I put it in the outfield is because it's not the most important, but it is needed for all the other values, in my opinion, to follow. And it creates that fun and competitive environment and will help them as a person in the long run. And then in the infield, we had commitment, respect, integrity, and fun. And then this is really just kind of those, it hits closer to home. You get to be able to be accountable, you got to have commitment, you got to know respect, and you got to have integrity to really be a team. I think when you're committed, you're committed to the process, you're committed to the values that are listed here, you're committed to each other, whether that be the coaches, you're committed to the coaches, you're committed to your teammates, and you show respect. You're respectful to others. You're respectful to the community, the fans. You're representing the university. You have that name across your chest. So being respectful goes a long way. And then just integrity. I mean, being honest and adhering to the values we set forward, and that vision we're trying to create is huge into becoming the family that we want to be in the end. And just really just having fun. I mean, why play a sport if it's not fun? That's why for me I got burnt out of it, and I think it's just because it wasn't fun anymore. It wasn't something that I loved to do. But so that's why you got to make that environment fun. And it's kind of funny. You go back to what was on the pitcher's mound, and that was family, and that's really what I want to build in being a leader. I want to have that family aspect. So all of these are combined. All of these combined are to create a well-run family. I mean, the pitcher is the one that creates the tempo of the game, is always in control of the game since he has the ball. So, but in order for him to get outs and be successful, he or she needs to have the support around him in order to get those outs and make sure no one gets on base. And if no one gets on base, they're going to win the game. So, kind of just a fun little thing I thought of. But if all those fall into place, if you have positive attitude, the fun aspect, the respect, commitment, integrity, all those things, then you're going to have a full team. You're going to have a full team that's willing to, show that high effort. And then in the end, you're going to have people that want to play for you and people that kind of buy into what your family or what the family I'm trying to make is. Really just to end it, talk about expectations, kind of going back on the self-fulfilling prophecy. I don't want to make expectations about any player that comes into, my team. I want to have expectations for the team as a whole, so I want our team to be a team, treat others with respect, contribute, build those relationships, work together, and then do it for the guy next to you, I want them to grow, develop, have open communication, engagement, I want players that are open to feedback, and just really create that healthy, competitive environment. Because, and then in the end, you can create your identity, and that's really what my end goal is. What type of family do we want to be? So none of those expectations. I'm not going to have an expectation on a player because that could hinder their performance in the end. Because they might fall into, oh, that's what my coach thinks. That's how I'm going to play. So really, just overall, my expectations are just the team as a whole. I want to see what type of family they want to have, and then in the end, we can go about our business and kind of just build upon those values that I mentioned in the beginning, and then so they can in turn take those and run with them. So overall, going back to my values to close it out, they are commitment, respect, integrity, fun, effort, positive mindset, and accountability. And I think with those as the building blocks to my climate, I believe that my team will be better off in the end.